300 ex-militants storm Abuja. Modo says no zoning for PDP, and Senate to receive reports on Yerima next week. These and more when we come back on this edition of News Bits on Internet Television International. I am Oluchi Madu. About 300 repentant Niger Delta militants stormed the Eagle Square, Abuja, on Wednesday to protest the manner the post-amnesty program was being handled by the federal government. The former militants, who were led by some of their leaders, beat a police checkpoint that was set at Gwagwalada to stop them from entering the capital city. The ex-militants insisted that they would not leave Abuja until they saw President Goodluck Jonathan, but were prevailed upon by the Chief of Staff to the President, Chief Mike Oradiome, who met with them to be patient with the federal government. The leader of the defunct Obubra camp in Bayelsa State, General Paul Ebibikefie, spoke on behalf of the ex-militants and said that the post-amnesty committee had not lived up to expectations. Claiming that over 1,000 militants had not been registered, Ebibikefie added that the post-amnesty committee headed by Mr. Timi Alaibe had done nothing to assist 7 ex-militants being wrongly tried for criminal offences. He explained that the ex-militants might be compelled to go back to the creeks if the federal government did nothing to change the poor manner the rehabilitation program was being managed. After their comments, Oradiome assured the angry ex-militants of government's preparedness to address their grievances, saying that President Jonathan had directed a team to visit them next week. With all the speculation and mystery surrounding if President Goodluck Jonathan will run for president in 2011, there might be a slim glimpse into the possibility of this actually happening. The course appears to be clear for him to contest the 2011 poll on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, as the party said on Wednesday that it has dumped the controversial zoning of political offices that was effective under the chairmanship of its former leader, Chief Vincent Obubra. The new PDP national chairman, Dr. Okwesilieze Nwodo, at an interview with journalists in Abuja on Wednesday, said zoning was only used during the party's primaries in 1998. He also gave instances where people from all over the country were allowed to contest, regardless of any previous arrangements. Nwodo emphatically stated that he was not a product of godfatherism in the party, but also expressed his initial fear that former President Olusegun Obasanjo was going to oppose his selection due to their clashes in the past. Nigeria's independence is fast approaching. The federal government has already announced a budget of 10 billion naira to be spent on the festivities to mark the Golden Jubilee. To this end, the Ministry of Information and Communications announced that 10 selected national and regional newspapers will distribute more than 700,000 special DVDs free of charge in October. This is part of a federal government-endorsed private sector initiative which will also produce and distribute the country's first ever national e-reference. Under the plan, more than 1 million special DVDs containing almost 10 hours of historical and contemporary videos with more than 2 million pages of data specific to Nigeria will be distributed within and outside the country. The minister, Professor Dora Akunyili, confirmed this and said that the project will be funded strictly by adverts from public and private sector sponsors, and described the initiative as a major contribution to the Rebranding Nigeria project. The Senate has said it is expecting to receive the reports on the alleged marriage of Senator Ahmed Sani Yerima to an Egyptian minor next week. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges, Senator Omar Hambagda, who spoke on behalf of the Senate, told the news agency of Nigeria in Abuja that the committee had concluded investigations and was putting finishing touches to its report it would eventually present to the Senate. The chairman, however, refused to give an insight into the contents of the committee's report and stated that unfortunately the Child Rights Act had not properly been enacted in Nigeria. He noted that former President Umar Musa Yar'Adua assented to the act before its endorsement by majority of the states as provided for by the 1999 Constitution. Abuja has officially applied to Britain for the extradition of former Intercontinental Bank Managing Director Erastus Akínbọ́lá to face trial for fraud he allegedly committed while in office. Akínbọ́lá and 7 other bank MDs were sacked on August 14th and October 2nd last year by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The others were charged to court, but he escaped to the United Kingdom and has remained there ever since. A letter the Federal Attorney General and Justice Minister Mohammed Adoke wrote to the British Home Secretary on July 1st said the request for the extradition is made pursuant to the Extradition Act of the UK. The letter referred to another letter from Intercontinental Bank forwarding detailed information, including photographs of Akimbola and attestations in support of the request. Though in London, Akimbola is prosecuting his case against the CBN, challenging his sack and other actions taken on the bank audit carried out by the CBN and the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation. And that's all we can take on this edition of Newsbiz. Till next time, my name is Oluchi Madu. Thanks for logging on.